Most people planning a move to the Raleigh, North Carolina area always ask the question, what's the best place to live? And that's actually the wrong question. Based on your priorities, your family's lifestyle, and the way you actually live day to day. Today, we're going to give you the brutally honest breakdown of all the suburbs in the Raleigh, North Carolina area based on the things that actually matter, like lifestyle fit, budget, traffic tolerance, things to do, airplane noise, commute patterns, and the overall vibe of each community. Because sometimes the safe default popular city that you hear people talking about may be the absolute wrong place for you and your family to live. I can promise you the Triangle absolutely has the perfect place for you to live. Our job is to make sure you find that place now before you buy it, not after you buy it and have regrets. So the first thing you need to watch out for and avoid is don't move to the expensive cities surrounding the Research Triangle Park if you don't actually work in the Research Triangle Park. So Cary, Apex, Holly Springs, Morrisville, and parts of Durham and Raleigh have a premium price point due to their close proximity to the Research Triangle Park. And so if you are not commuting into the Research Triangle Park, you probably don't want to consider these towns as your primary focus when you're buying a home. Now, these are phenomenal cities. Most of them have been ranked in the very top of best places to live in the entire country, but just know that you're going to be paying a premium for living in these cities and that you're also competing with people that work in the Research Triangle Park and want a quick commute. On the other hand, don't make the mistake of buying a home too far away from the Research Triangle Park if you work in the Research Triangle Park. We have seen this happen many, many times. People that are moving in from other cities like Los Angeles or New York, New Jersey, etc., see on the map that they can live about an hour away from Research Triangle Park, and they're used to that kind of commute, so they think, oh, I should live there. It's going to be less expensive. I'll just commute for an hour into Research Triangle Park, easy peasy. For example, lots of people move to the northern part of Wake Forest thinking that's going to be an easy 30-40 minute drive into Research Triangle Park. No big deal. But sometimes those folks, when they get here, realize they could have bought a home in North Raleigh or parts of Cary for just a little bit more money than they would have spent living in 45 minutes, an hour away from Research Triangle Park. And instead of having that 45-minute hour commute, they could have had a 15-minute commute. So the big takeaway here is know how far it is to get to Research Triangle Park from where you want to live and plan accordingly for that drive time. This next mistake happens to a lot of people, and that is don't move to a neighborhood before you see on a map how far it is from that neighborhood to where you need to be for work. This mistake happens when people are sitting at home and out of state and they look on Google Maps, Apple Maps, trying to determine how far it is from a city that they're interested in buying in to their workplace. What you have to remember is Google Maps and Apple use the downtown of that city as starting point. So for example, if you were going to type in Wake Forest, North Carolina and determine how far it is to your place of work at RTP, say, that's going to fool you. It's going to show you downtown Wake Forest. You may be buying in the northern part of Wake Forest, which is dramatically different. Wake Forest is one of the cities in our market that's really sprawling. Can be anywhere from a 30-minute drive into Research Triangle Park to almost an hour drive, depending on what part of Wake Forest you're buying in. Another great example is Wendell. If you bought a home in Wendell Falls, you are about 10 minutes closer into downtown Raleigh, or really just about anywhere else in our area, than you are if you lived in other parts of Wendell, especially in the downtown Wendell area. And if you're buying new construction in Clayton, North Carolina, it's likely you're about 10 minutes further away from everything versus the folks that are buying a home closer to the downtown part of Clayton. These are just examples of how Google Maps can absolutely fool you in your plans to navigate from where you live to where you work. The next big thing you need to watch out for is don't move near the RDU airport flight path if airplane noise is going to bother you. So the Raleigh-Durham International Airport has airplane noise, and this affects parts of Raleigh-Durham, Morrisville, and North Raleigh. But you would absolutely never know that if there is no planes landing or taking off during the time in which you are seeing that home. I have a funny story that happened probably 20 years ago now, where we were going through an inspection on a house that my clients had bought. When we went to look at the house the first time, there was no airplane noise. We went back during the middle of the day to do the inspection, and you literally could tell that it was American Airlines flight 3232 overhead. It was literally like this. Thankfully, they didn't buy the house. It had a ton of inspection issues. They pulled out and decided not to buy the house, but it was absolutely hilarious that this area, which wasn't really known for airplane noise, had airplanes. So something you need to watch out for. And since that day, I've gotten like obsessively, compulsively crazy about the RDU air noise map that's out there. And of course, if you are wanting that map, let us know. We can share that with you. It will give you some peace of mind as to how loud it is in one area versus another area dealing with the airplane noise. The next big thing you need to watch out for is don't move near a university dominated area if you don't want to deal with all of the fun and frivolity that comes with university life. So there are parts of Raleigh, downtown Raleigh, certainly all of Chapel Hill, parts of Durham that are dominated by the major universities in our area. And that's really all great and cool if you are into the athletic departments of the universities or the cool, crazy restaurants that spring up around universities. But if you're not into that and you're not liking to deal with the inconveniences of what happens on a football Saturday or on a day when a basketball game is going on, you might want to reconsider moving to these parts of the Raleigh Triangle area. We are well known for our universities and the sporting events are well attended, and that may be a major hassle for you if you don't know about that in advance. This next warning is for all the party animals out there. But before we get into that, I need to remind you that we have people every single day from our YouTube channel contacting us to help them buy or sell a home in the Raleigh area, and we can help you as well. If you contact us at the information below, we can get started with a video call so that make sure we're all on the same page to help maximize your time and find you the ideal home or help you sell your home quickly in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. So contact us below. We'll be happy to help you out as well. And so let's get on to the big warning to party animals. Lots of people coming in from out of the area that like to go out bar hopping or dining or whatever think that the Raleigh area is the Raleigh area. Everything's the same. But just know that if you decide to move to Clayton, Fuquay-Varina, Zebulon, Youngsville, even Wendell, it's likely that you're gonna pretty much stick around those areas. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of nightlife in these towns. These are fairly sleepy bedroom communities, really, really great quality of life for a lot of people. But if you're a party animal, you're probably not gonna feel like this is a good fit for you. These cities I mentioned and a few others are really, really nice. They have some really, really great restaurants, but they don't have a ton of restaurants and they certainly don't have nightlife. You'll unfortunately run quickly through all of the restaurants that are in the town that you are buying in, and then you're gonna have to drive into Raleigh or Durham or wherever it is to find new and cool and hip and trendy things. It's just a big inconvenience for a lot of people that make the mistake of buying in one of these sleepy towns because they think the whole triangle is the same. We personally go out to dinner about once a week. We live in Wake Forest, and so it's fairly easy for us to find something really, really nice in Wake Forest because Wake Forest is growing literally weekly, but we're also about 10 minutes away from North Raleigh, and there's some really amazing restaurants in North Raleigh. And by the way, if you want a recommendation for some restaurants around, we're foodie snobs, so drop us a line below and we'll be happy to share some ideas of places we like to go. So as I said, 10 minutes to North Raleigh, 20 minutes to Midtown with North Hills and the Midtown Exchange and Peregrine, great restaurant we love, and all the stuff in that area. Anyway, really, really not bad for us living in Wake Forest to make that drive. But if you live in Zebulon, you're looking at a 45-minute drive. Same with a lot of other areas. Northern Youngsville, you're looking at about a 30-40-minute drive to all these places. It's a big hassle. So just know that if you like to go out and have dinner, like to go cocktail bar hopping, you need to be aware of where you're living because the drive time may bite you in the butt on a Friday night or a Saturday night. And of course, the flip side of this, Do not move to one of the busier, polished cities, suburbs in our area if you want the small town lifestyle. I get it. You see the list of the top cities to live in the Raleigh Triangle area. And of course, you want to go live there because you think that's what's cool and needs to happen. But if you're looking for a smaller town, quieter lifestyle where there's not a lot of traffic and there's not a lot of nightlife and loud noises, then you are going to want to consider the smaller towns like Zebulon, like Youngsville, like Wendell, Clayton, and Pittsboro for that matter. These are towns that are really, really nice, quiet, not a lot of traffic, and not a lot of headaches. So if you're into that sort of thing, these and a few other cities are probably going to be a better fit for you. The next big thing you need to watch out for, don't move to downtown Raleigh or midtown Raleigh if you want a lot of space. The price per square foot in North Hills, Midtown area, and downtown Raleigh is dramatically higher than if you were moved just 10 minutes away from the downtown Raleigh or the Midtown area. You're also going to get a much smaller house in these areas on a much smaller lot. You're likely going to have to sacrifice a garage. Now, you certainly can get a garage and a nice backyard in, say, North Hills, Midtown area, but just know that these are going to be new construction homes that are larger, ranging in price from $2.5 million all the way up to $7 million and on up. The next big thing you need to watch out for is don't move to areas with a lot of growth and a lot of new construction if you don't like to deal with the loud noises and the inconveniences that can come with new construction. So many buyers love the idea of buying a brand new home that no one else has ever lived in. They don't think through what comes of dealing with all of that. Know that if you're moving to parts of Holly Springs or Wendell or Fuquay-Varina or Clayton, and of course, parts of Apex and Garner, you're going to be dealing with a good bit of construction, both road construction and new neighborhood construction for quite a while. These areas have a lot of traffic cones. Just be prepared that that's going to be a thing that you're going to deal with. And if you buy a home in a new construction neighborhood and you're one of the first homes built and occupied in that neighborhood, know that you're going to have a lot of trucks going down your street. You're going to have a lot of construction noise and inconveniences that you're going to have to deal with for many months, maybe many years. So if these things bother you, you may want to reconsider moving to the cities that have a lot of construction going on. This next one shocks a lot of people, but don't move to an area that doesn't have the nature scene that you're really interested in. Most people think the Raleigh Triangle area is homogeneous. Everything's going to be the same. Not always the case. People are surprised that different parts of the Raleigh Triangle area can feel quite different from a nature perspective. Wake Forest, North Raleigh, and parts of Durham are surrounded by Falls Lake. So you're getting pine trees, the topography of being around a lake, and in general, there's very heavily forested in these areas. Whereas areas to the south and east of Raleigh, like South Raleigh or Fuquay-Varina, or Clayton, Garner, Wendell, and Zebulon, have been mostly farmland over the years. So these areas are generally flatter with a lot less trees. There are trees in these areas, but it's nothing like what you would experience up in Wake Forest or North Raleigh, for example. So if you are looking for an environment where you can go hiking and like commuting with nature, then these areas that used to be farmland may not be a good fit for you. Whereas if you want to have an area where you can drive around easily and not have to deal with lots of trees and canopies of trees, then these former farmland areas might be a better fit for you. Another big warning is don't move to the suburbs that are on the best places to live list without researching if they're a good fit for you. We kind of touched on this earlier in this video, but these best places to live lists are really great. They point to the quality of life in living in places like Cary, but that comes with a cost. Generally, other people are looking at these cities. They're in higher demand, prices are higher, and they may not be a really great fit for you. You may want a quieter lifestyle of moving to, say, Wendell with the super charming downtown that Wendell has versus the hustle and bustle of navigating around Cary. Cary's great, don't get me wrong, but it's also a great place to visit. Just know what you're looking for before you actually buy a house. As we always say, have your wants and needs list firmly in hand and know what you absolutely want. If you want small town living, Cary could possibly be a good fit for you, but you're also dealing again with the traffic and all of the people coming hither and yon. It may not be a good fit for you. You got to know that for yourself. Another big thing you need to watch out for is don't move to an area assuming that moving to that area is going to ensure that you are going to be in a highly ranked school. The Raleigh Triangle area has a lot of schools that rank really, really highly on niche.com or greatschools.org. But don't assume all areas in the suburbs mentioned on these lists all have great schools. The boundaries are constantly changing, and one school may be great, one school may be average. As well, it's also possible that you could have your older child in a highly rated high school in this area, and your middle school student may be going to a lesser rated middle school in that same district. It is possible, it could happen. It's just something you have to watch out for and sort of thread that needle carefully. And also know, we've talked about many times on this channel, we have a school consulting company that we've partnered with. We are not affiliated with them in any way, but they can definitely give you some advice on the best school fit for you and your kiddos. You can contact us at the info below. We'll be happy to get you connected with them and hopefully make your life a little bit easier so you don't fall in the trap of moving to the wrong city for the school that you are looking for. So if you want help making sure you find the right area for you, you can contact us at the information below. Just like so many people from our YouTube channel has to find them the best house, we can do the same thing for you. Contact us at the information below. We will set up a video call where we all get on the same page to make sure we are finding you just the house you need in the area that you need it in so you don't fall into any of these traps. Check out this video. We think you're really going to like this one as well. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.